What's going on, everyone? The Players Lounge. Aaron Murray here with a brand new episode, new edition. We're having some fun here at the lounge, the QB style, because we're the most important position on the field. Of course, we get paid the most. In the pocket with my boy, Josh Dobbs. We're bringing in one of the best quarterbacks in the country right now, Mississippi State's own Will Rogers. Fellas, what's up? How's everyone doing? I know my boy Josh is in Vegas, about to go lose some money at the tables. Will's getting his mind right for spring break. Welcome to the show, guys.
Man, don't be putting my business out there like that. Come on, come on. You gotta give me good. You gotta give me good luck as I attack the city.
What before we get into Will, I think we all need to know what's your game of choice.
I'm a blackjack and craps player. Those are my two games. I know Will's just a hop and skip away from Biloxi down south that starts Vegas. So I'm interested to hear if he frequents the shores down there.
Well,
Yeah, I haven't been to Biloxi. No, I haven't been to Biloxi, but we got a couple around that I've made some trips to.
Okay.
what's your specialty?
I mean, I'm blackjack the whole time.
Let's
I don't
go.
get craps. I don't understand crap. Like what? Give me. I know you're not supposed to say this number. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. But like that's all you worry about, right? Like as long as you don't throw that, you're good technically.
Per se. I mean, it depends. Like if you roll it the first throw, you win. But then after you like
Okay,
set your point, then if you roll it, you lose. So
gotcha.
yeah, it's
But I
smooth.
feel
Once
like
you
the
get the hang
board
of
is
it,
so
it's
much more
easy.
complicated than that. Like I feel like there's so many other things besides like, okay, I gotta try to hit an eight. I feel like there's other little mini games within inside
Yeah,
the mini game as well. I don't know.
it's
It's
all
just
side
what
bets. It's all side
yeah,
bets on the board. We'll,
just
we'll I'll,
give
I'll
me
I'll
blackjack.
bring you down to Bahamas next time. We'll get a little some rolls in.
There we go. I'm just all blackjack. Just 21. I can count fast. We're good to go. All right, but someone who can count fast and who may be getting uh some pretty high numbers in touchdowns. I just need to know tonight. Will will you declare after the season so you stay away from my records? Just go away. You're like a gnat
Yeah.
who just doesn't leave me alone. I'm just like stop getting closer to my records. So can we declare after the season, please?
I knew this was going to come up tonight. Uh, no, it's crazy. It's crazy you asked me because I mean, obviously, like knew I was like closing in on it after this season, and yeah, it's something I'm gonna go for this year for sure.
No, no,
Let's
no,
go,
no, no,
Will.
no, no.
We want you to break all of
No,
them. Shatter
Yeah.
them.
no.
Records
Just
are
you
meant to
already
be broken, Will.
no, they're not. Not that one.
He's,
Just give me the
he's not coming from
touchdowns.
my
You can take
rushing.
the others.
He's not coming from my
So
rushing record. So I'll be
what is
okay.
your touchdown? I don't know your touchdown. I know the passing yards.
Well, what am I? I'm like 13,000 something passing yards. You got me in completions because your offense is just
Yeah,
perfected for completions. And then touchdowns, I'm 121 passing touchdowns. So you're like
you're
80
safe.
something.
Yeah, you should be safe.
You never
Uh,
know.
yeah, you never know. Uh, I think
Josh,
I'm
what
at
are you
like
at?
81, and then I know the magic number for sure to get you on yards.
What are you? I got to figure out yards.
I think
Listen,
I'm
you can
27. I'm 27-24 away.
okay, you can keep that. You can have that. I'm fine with that. You can have yards, you can have completions.
Take them
I
all.
just want the touchdowns. Josh,
It's
what are you
time,
at?
Will.
How many years did you
Take them
start,
all.
Josh?
So I was like both of you guys. I think I was a 4 year starter, but I split 2 years. So I was a two
Gotcha.
full season starter. So I got up to like 91, 92 touchdowns.
Oh, damn, you're up there.
Yeah, come on
Is that
now.
rushing and passing, or is that just passing?
Combined, I think I had 75 passing, and
You're
then
a little bit more of an athlete than us.
yeah, just a touch. No
I
offense.
don't know who has.
I
I don't
think
know who has.
Will probably has you beat though, Aaron.
I think I want to have more combined touchdowns than Will, but the issue is Tebow, I believe, owns the record for most combined touchdowns in the SEC because all the rushing touchdowns, which
Yeah.
I could have beat. This is me just if I didn't tear my damn ACL the second last game of the season, my senior year, because I would have had three more games and I was on pace to break that before the ACL went. So I let Sir Tebow keep his, and I just need Will to let me keep mine, and we'll be all good to go. So, no. I mean, I do want to know with the air raid offense, which you've been a part of for 3 years. First off, when you took over 3 years ago, when old boy from Washington, from Stanford, decided to throw all those interceptions, and you came in there and you were like just a little ninja with the football, man. You were like so, I would say, mature beyond your years of just understanding where the check down is, get the ball now, get it out of my hands. It kind of reminded me of, like, honestly, Josh, when Josh played, in that game, end of the season, of just like, take care of the football, get the ball in my hands right now, be smart with it, and don't put my team in a bad situation. How did you know how to do that so early is what I want to know, because it was impressive, and it still has been impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly lucked up, man. So I don't know if you know, like, the whole background story of, like, Coach Leach and his history with me and recruiting me. So it kind of all started. So Gardner Minshew is the same high school as where I'm from, and my dad is the offensive coordinator. So literally, when Gardner's going through, games since he was in 10th grade all the way up until he's a senior, I was literally on the headset charting plays when I'm in, 5th and 6th grade. So, obviously Gardner and I were pretty close. And then, when he went out to Washington State, that's when we kind of, really started watching Leach and, really paying close attention to what he did on offense. And we kind of mirrored some stuff that they did in high school, but they actually offered me a scholarship after that 2018 season. I was a junior in high school, and I don't know, man. Something just told me that I didn't want to go all the way out there to Washington to be there for 4 years or whatever it may be, but. So I decided to stay at Mississippi State, and I committed to Joe Moorhead. And, a day before I move in for my early enroll, Coach Moorhead got fired. And so I literally enrolled and, like, moved into my dorm room, and I didn't even know who the coach was going to be. And, a month and a half later, everybody's like, yeah, we just hired Leach. And I was like, wow. Yeah, that worked
Baby,
out.
I'm ready, baby.
That's crazy.
I'm ready.
That worked out pretty nice for me.
That's awesome. So I spent time with Gardner in Jacksonville, and he's a great dude, but he always talk about what it was like playing quarterback under Coach Leach in that offense. Talk about kind of that dynamic and how much fun it is to really throw the ball every single play.
I mean, it's awesome, dude. He gives you, I mean, every time you come up to the line of scrimmage, doesn't matter the down and distance, doesn't matter the situation, you have full freedom, to check anything you want. I was just, messing around thinking the other night, how many touchdowns did we score last year that I checked at the line of scrimmage, and it was a lot. I'm not sure the exact number or anything like that, but that's the one great thing about Coach is he gives his quarterbacks, the keys, and he just says, "Here, go." So that can be a good thing, and that at the same time, if it doesn't work, you're probably getting your ass ripped. So
there's no pressure, right?
Yeah.
No pressure. The keys to the convertible is in your hands. I want to know, because I feel like you probably double attempts compared to, especially what I did. We were so pro style. I mean, I maybe threw the ball 25 times a game on a good day, but I mean, I had Todd Gurley. It's like, hand the ball to Todd, hand the ball to Todd, give the ball to Todd, let Todd do his thing. So I never was like sore. I don't want to, like, is there ever a moment after like a 60 pass game where you're like, damn, my elbow hurts or my shoulder? What did you do pre and post to make sure you're ready to go?
I mean, it's crazy you say that, because, like, I'm actually, like, I don't want to say like I'm feeling it now. But, both of you guys know, playing 4 years in the SEC can you start to feel the shots after a little while. But I really just had to, like, take care of my arm. Our training staff did and still do a great job of getting the quarterbacks ready to go. And but I definitely had to probably put a little more ice on my arm than you two guys did.
Hey, Josh, I want to ask you this, because I mean, obviously, I feel like I learned a lot post college with like it's just like anyone else. Like you wish you could go back and tell your younger self, do this, whether it's the way you train or watch film. Where do you feel like if you were to tell your younger self or even Will here, do this from what I've learned in the NFL, what would that one piece of advice be?
I think like the biggest thing is just learning the answers on every single play, and you can see it in your game. Well, I think you saw it also in Gardner's progression. It's like you guys are well advanced of, I think like the normal quarterback, because you do throw the ball every single play. You're forced to have the answers, and you're forced to make those checks at the line of scrimmage. So now it's like just continuing with the understanding of coverages. And like that's the biggest thing. Like I look back in like college, and we didn't have the same freedoms in the office I was playing with Will. We didn't have, the personnel that you guys have. And so just being able to just take that to the next level as quickly as possible. I know Coach Leach probably did a great job of coaching guys up on that. And I did have a question about him. Obviously, we know he passed this offseason, but talk to us about some of your favorite memories under Coach, both on and off the field.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot. I don't know if I can actually share
Book about him.
Right.
I mean, on the field, I told this at his memorial, and it was my sophomore year, and we were playing Auburn, and we were down 28-3 with like 2 minutes left in the half. So we go down and we score. So it's 28-10 at halftime, and we get the ball first in the second half. So we go down and score, and it's like, all right, it's 28-17. So we were able to double up right there. So now it's kind of a game. And so we ended up scoring on every single drive, but from the drive before halftime. So we came back and we won like 43-34, 44. I don't know. We beat them by, 9 or 10 points, and we scored on every single drive. And it was a drive we were trying to, punch it in to close it out or whatever, make it a 2-possession game late in the fourth quarter. And we were in a timeout for some reason. And he was like, well, what do you want right here? Coach says that a lot. And, he's like, well, what do you like? And like I said, you have full freedom in this offense. So I was like, yeah, I like blue 92 post double wheel. And he was like, well, I kind of like this. And I was like, well, I like blue 92 post double wheel. And he was like, he kind of just gave me the look where you could tell he was frustrated that I didn't like the same thing that he liked and like connected with him. And he just looked me in the eyes and he was like, well, just call something that'll score. And he turned around and he walked off. And yeah.
Did it work?
Did you score? We
did. We actually scored on my play. So yeah.
Let's go.
Did he say anything in the sideline, or was it kind of like just a wink, like, all right, I see a big guy?
If like, that's the crazy thing. Like if you, and this is Coach Leach to a T, but like if you make a check and it works, it's like, all right, good check. And then if you like, if that wouldn't have worked, he would have been like, I told you that play wouldn't work, or something like that. But situations like that, he gave me the here go at 4th and 1 at Arkansas in the second half. Just he kind of just gave me that. The play clock was on. The play clock was like on 7, and I was like, oh God. And it can be stuff like that, but then like just showing up, if our meeting starts at 2, it might start at 2:45 or 3:15. Like literally showing up and just talking about like anything in the world, like, politics, like, it literally anything you can think of besides football was probably how we started our meetings. And so I would literally have to tell like the younger quarterbacks who were like, get the Leach, the kick out of Coach Leach or whatever. I would have to tell them like, hey, like when he comes in here today, like nobody's saying anything. We're going to watch this and we're going to be on time for practice. So
I had 3 games with Leach. couple at Washington State, couple at Mississippi State. And I had to tell one of my sideline reporters one game, because it was the first time doing it, I said, you are not going to get anything out of these pregame conversations. Like when we talked to the coach on Friday, I said, you won't get jack squat. And she just kept trying to ask questions and ask questions and ask questions. And he just kept dodging him and talking about this and that. And the first time I had him, he was literally walking around the town. This was at Washington State, walking around the town at a coffee shop. I'd ask him a question. He said, hold up 1 second, Aaron. And he'd answer a question at like the barista or like a fan. He had a whole conversation for 10 minutes. We're just on the phone, literally listening to have conversation with a fan about some weekend activity that had nothing to do with football that weekend on campus. I mean, anything but football, Mike Leach. So I got used to it. Anytime we had like SEC Media Days, I would have a whole list of just separate questions I would ask Mike Leach that had to do with movies or, like you said, politics or whatever it was. He will be missed, and he's an absolute gem. All right, I want to ask you another very, very serious question. I played one game at Mississippi State. I don't know if Josh ever played there.
No, been to them though.
Cowbells.
The cowbells.
Them cowbells are so annoying.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a headache yourself from week in and week out hearing them cowbells? Not annoyed. No. I'm not gonna say annoyed. Do you ever get a little dizzy, or they put you asleep?
I mean, I'm used to it, man. And when we're on the field, when the offense is on the field, it's usually kind of, they kind of rest them a little bit, unless we make a big play or something. But if I'm sitting down there and the defense is on the field, it's pretty loud. I can see why opposing offenses do not like them at all.
The two most obnoxious fan bases in America: Mississippi State fans and their cowbells, and Tennessee with their stupid chant after every time they get a first down. I don't know what's worse. I don't, Josh.
And you know what's worse? That gaudy red that you guys always wear everywhere. That's definitely worse than both of those combined.
So good. You can't tell me.
It looks so bad.
We have the neutral man up here because he's part of the SEC West, as they have one more year being part of the West before it all gets blown up.
Yeah.
What's the better color combination, the red and black or that weird orange?
No pressure.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to go red and black because that was my high school colors. And that's the only reason.
See, you guys.
I do like those gray uniforms y'all used to wear, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
The smoky grays?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're smooth. They're smooth.
Have you played at either stadium, Will? Have you played in Neyland or in Sanford?
So I played at Georgia. It was my second start. So I played in, 3 games, I think, before I actually started a game in 2020. And this was my second start. And it was kind of
out.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was a crazy deal because we prepared all week to play them. And that was COVID. And, man, we were down to 40-something scholarship guys and 52 total players. And so we're going to play Georgia. We finished our Friday walkthrough. We're on the buses getting ready to, fly out to Atlanta. And, we were on the buses for 3 hours. And apparently, Leach was on the phone with the commissioner. And, Leach was like, hey, we don't have guys, we don't have bodies. And I think the commissioner ended up telling him you're on your prime time at Georgia. It's kind of like a money deal at that point,
we're playing this game.
Yeah, I think it was crazy though, man, because it was a 4-quarter game. We were up in the game in the second half, and I don't know, we were literally having to teach our linebacker a whole different role to play a different position on the plane there. It was one of the craziest things ever, but I mean, it's probably one of the most memorable games for me just because of, we were down to 52 guys and played, probably one of the best teams that Georgia's ever had.
31-24 football game. You were 41 of 52, 336, and 1 tutty. I remember that game. I'm like, dude, this kid is just dicing because they wanted, because it's the first time I felt like Georgia didn't play as much drop 8 versus you. And there was a little bit more man-to-man, and you could take some shots on the field a little bit.
Yeah, so the crazy thing with drop 8 is I mean, some teams do it. I know like Kentucky, like their whole thing is like they want to play some version of three or quarters or match coverage, and then you get to like Georgia and some other teams like that, and like that's just not like what they do. That's just, like Kirby doesn't do drop eight, and I remember I was actually like talking to him after the game, and he was like, "Man, like you diced us up just because like we tried to do what everybody else did, and it just didn't work."
Mm-hmm.
And I think we caught him in man on like a scissors combination, and we hit it for an explosive, and we obviously played really well to have a chance to beat those guys, but yeah, the drop eight stuff. Some people can do it, and some people that's just not what they do.
So, speak on your favorite games. I'm from probably near you, Vardaman, Mississippi. My dad went to Ole Miss. And obviously, we all know the big game, the Egg Bowl. Talk to us about playing in that game. What is it like?
Man, it's just different. Which I'm from Mississippi. Like my grandfather pitched at Ole Miss. My dad went to Ole Miss. My sister went to Ole Miss. And then, like, I was a huge Ole Miss fan growing up, and they just never offered me out of high school or anything. Um, so it's just, man, it's just different. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to put it into words, but you can like definitely feel like on the Sunday practice when you get in there for Sunday practice, like you can tell just like in the locker room, in the building, it's just different that week. And it's
You like playing it at home or up there?
do I like playing which one?
That, yeah, which you prefer to win the Egg Bowl at home or win it up in Oxford?
So I'm 1-2 against them. We won there this year, and man, I love being at home, but there's just something in me that just loves like just the feeling after. You guys know how it is. A big win on the road in front of their
Yeah.
fans. It's
Dobbs knows it better than anyone. That damn Hail Mary versus Georgia back in the day.
oh my
He
god.
Yeah.
silenced
Watching it
93,000
live.
real quick.
I was watching that live.
My first game as a fan. My first game as a fan. Because I didn't actually second. I went to one game when I was getting recruited. My first game post college, I was back in Athens to go to that football game as my bye week, and Josh just put a dagger in our damn hearts. So
I ruined your Saturday afternoon in
did ruin my Saturday afternoon.
whatever that town is called.
Athens,
Sorry.
beautiful Georgia. All right, well,
Sorry
one more
that.
before we let you go. Obviously, we all played the position in this conference. We all know the ups, the downs, the hardships. Two parts: the best part about being a quarterback in the SEC, and the hardest part about being a quarterback in the SEC.
I'll say like the hardest part. Week in and week out, it's a challenge. Like we played like Texas A&M, Arkansas, Kentucky, and then we played Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, and then we ended up playing Ole Miss at the end too, like we always do. So, the hardest part, man, is just to be able to like execute and like play at a high level week in and week out. That's something that when you talk about like Burrow's season in 2019, like, man, like how did he just not like slip up like once? Like how did he just not have a bad game once? With such great talent and such great players in this league, like, it's hard to win games in this league. I think all three of us know that. It's a challenge every week, and that's definitely the hardest thing about being an SEC quarterback, I think.
Best part?
Gotta be something good.
Field? Gotta be something
Best
good.
part, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm just living the dream, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Best part, I think the best part will come if I get 3,000 passing yards or something this year.
Break Aaron's record.
I knew that was coming.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
We'll fly to Starksville to celebrate with you.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna start Vegas, have some fun. Oh God, I may come off. I'm gonna the game that you get close. I'm gonna request ESPN to be on the call for the game. I'm gonna run down the field and take you out. No, I'm kidding. Man, we'll appreciate you. Enjoy spring ball. Enjoy spring break. The new offense. Good luck with everything. Have some fun. I know you got a big fan in myself and Josh, and good luck next season.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all.
No doubt. Appreciate your Will.